3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So the support that is needed, and once you get the support, your energy will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to today's edition of Inside Nigeria, here at the Leadership Online Television. My name is Bode Bradebo, and as usual, I'm not alone. Today, I'm having an in-house analyst with me in the studio, Paul Agbo. Paul, welcome to Inside Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Bode.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. The day is good. Today is also bright. As usual, we have stories for you, as reported by major Nigerian newspapers, and as well, we have discussions about the trending issue of the day. But before the discussion, let's quickly look at the front pages of the newspapers, starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership. On the front page of Leadership this morning, 85 days after Kaduna train attack, 50 remaining hostages threatened by snakes, scorpions, as 9 are feared dead. 85 days after Kaduna train attack, 50 remaining hostages threatened by snakes, scorpion, 9 feared dead. We are working on rescuing them, according to the federal government. Victims' family laments neglect. Warn against train resumption. Attackers of Kaduna churches demand 100 million naira ransom. Cut off female victims here. District head kidnapped in Plateau. These are stories, potpourri of stories mashed together. There was a kidnap of a religious or traditional ruler yesterday in Plateau, then attack on the church again on Sunday, 2 days ago in Kaduna State. Then the already issue we have on ground for 58 days now, where train passengers were attacked, some were killed on the spot, many kidnapped, and they've been released in batches. Now, the remaining ones now, 50 of them have been threatened by snakes, scorpion, and 9 already, dead. I don't know what you make of this story. But against the backdrop that government is negotiating to release them in piecemeal. And the question will be, why can't they negotiate to get all of them out once and for all?
It's unfortunate, Bode, that non-stakeholders, non-state actors, non-state actors have held sway. They've held swaths of Nigerian territory. It shows clearly that government and its coercive instruments of power, which are the security agencies, are only in charge of cities and towns. The large swaths of Nigerians' rainforests, bushes, and forests are in the hands of non-state actors. It's very clear. Even with due respect to all other Nigerians kidnapped, released, and those still in captivity, the Abuja-Kaduna bound train victims are one of the high-stake victims. I expect that the federal government would have acted within the first 1 week and get those people released. But it appears the federal government is so relaxed, is so used to kidnappers holding Nigerians in forests and bushes. It's a way of life now. And that's embarrassing. It's not good. I saw in one of the dailies where it was reported that over 3,000 Nigerians, 3,500, 2,600 Nigerians killed within the last 7 months, and over 2,000 plus kidnapped. And it's very, very embarrassing. It's demoralizing. It shows that, look, we are losing the war. 85 days after, 50 people are still in the hands of their kidnappers. And that is not good for us.
We couldn't confront them.
We have all the instruments of power.
We cannot negotiate once and for all.
We can't either negotiate or use force or use our tactics and intelligence. Why do we have security apparatus as a state? It's embarrassing. Now, we are not negotiating. These non-state actors seem to be more powerful. They dictate the way we live, the way even government even acts. It shows clearly that government is only in charge of the cities and towns. The bushes are under the firm control of these non-state actors, and that is not good. It's really a heartbreaking story today, knowing that if imagine if you have a loved one there, that loved one stand the risk of being bitten by snakes, scorpion, and you know what?
And even terrorists by themselves.
The terrorists themselves. So imagine, ask, how have they been coping, especially the women and the children there? And you are in Abuja and feeling comfortable. Somebody said over 3,500 Nigerians killed in 7 months. The government ought to have been impeached. But in this part of the world, it's practically impossible. We have seen government go down. Look at in Israel, they are about going to an election because of mere disagreement. Mere disagreement. They say, okay, yes, let's go for a national election. We've seen the prime minister who left power because of he lost the vote, whether to be or not to be a member of the European Union. You've forgotten the British government. Yes. So in Nigeria, debt is just normal. It's just normal for Nigerians to be killed at the way things are going. But if it is announced today that non-state actors kill 1,000 Nigerians or 2,000 Nigerians in one day, it will be like normal. Look at Owo now. We're forgetting Owo gradually. In the next 1 month now,
we have 40 worshippers.
Yes, and not up to now, no trace. There's argument between the state and the federal government. Iswa or no Iswa. This one that we know that they left Abuja. They left Abuja. Very important passengers, because as far as transportation in Nigeria is concerned, the Abuja Kaduna rail system, the passengers are the most important passengers because of the quality of persons, the personalities involved. 85 days after, we are still talking about 50 persons still in the hands of their kidnappers.
That's true.
And we have the whole apparatus of state.
Honestly.
We have all the intelligent machinery.
Well-oiled and well-funded.
Well-funded. People should resign for failing.
They can't do the job.
They can't do the job.
I think that's the bottom line.
Just 200 and less than 220 kilometers away from us here.
The nation's capital.
The nation's capital. We can't rescue them. How can an American government feel if non-state actors are holding Americans 215 kilometers away from Washington, or in the UK, 215 kilometers, maybe in Liverpool or Birmingham or Leicester, away from London, and the British Prime Minister is comfortable
sitting
the
number 10 down the street.
Don't put him out of the office.
Issuing statements,
It shows how the Nigerian government view the lives.
And look at the energy
value the lives of
they
Nigerians
dissipate on the 2023 elections.
Yes.
If they can do that for security,
yes,
I bet we won't be where we are.
Look at the just concluded Ekiti election, 17,000
deployed
for one
and
election.
that did not stop vote buying.
It didn't stop vote buying. And it didn't stop rigging.
Let's leave it at that because of our time. Let's quickly go to the next newspaper on our menu as our sister publication at the National Now, you see what is on our sister publication, the National Economy. Nigeria's talking about Nigeria's 11 million out of school children, which is highest globally according to the World Bank. Can we fault the World Bank report?
Well,
Is it possible
it's possible
to fault the World Bank on this?
politically. It's possible, Mr. Bode.
Politically,
Yes, politically it's possible. You know, politicians will never accept any negative story that has to do with performance that will eventually expose them to their governance. Yes, their ability to govern the country. So you recall many times that the presidency has to refuse reports by Transparency International and other anti-corruption rating organizations. It's normal, but like the Chinese said, you cannot carve a rotten wood. And no matter how you leave a log in the water, it can never be a crocodile. So the facts are there. You see them. If you want to know that we have even more than 11 million Nigerian children out of school, go to certain cities around the country. Once you were driving to a filling station, the signs are there. They're all surround you. You'll be wondering, there's no school in this community. You see them all around begging. If you go to cool spots, where some people call it joint, you find them all over. People you are eating fish. You see children, about 5 children. If you don't even pay attention to them, they will force you to look at them by greeting you, even if they can greet you 1,000 times. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. All is just to draw your attention to them that look, that fish you are eating or the pepper soup you are eating, please don't eat it. Don't finish everything. And if you can't don't take it, the moment you don't look the other way, they will just
because time is no longer on our side. Now, will you say the government's national school feeding program is it making any impact at all?
It's not making any impact, but the politician will tell you that it's making impact.
11 million.
Yes.
No,
if you are feeding children, giving them free food,
or just a conduit pipe.
It's just a conduit pipe. They have used the right word. Parents will
encourage. Have been rolling out statistics year in year out that this program has been responsible for increase in school enrollment.
That is what they will say. And one government agency that ought to have been doing a lot to educate parents, the National Education Agency, they are missing in action. As far as I'm concerned, they are missing in action. No national campaign to educate Nigeria on this election, 2023 election, the issue of collection of PVC, the issue of vote buying. Then, more importantly, this issue of convincing parents, talking to parents, to allowing their children go to school, even taking advantage of this national school feeding program. Have they been working? So that is why you see, I'm convinced that we have 11 million Nigerian children out of school, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous for the society. It's dangerous for the country, and these are future bombs. These are future time bombs because they will grow up without education and will become handy in the hands of mischievous criminal elements, including politicians.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can use them as political talks.
Of course.
Okay, let's see if you can quickly dissect the last 2 papers on our menu in the last couple of minutes we have. Let's see what we have on the front page of THISDAY and VANGUARD Newspaper. These are the last paper on our menu this morning. On the front page of THISDAY, Tinubu, if my VP nominee decide to step down within time frame, that will be no breach. According to APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if my VP nominee decides to step down within time frame, that will be no breach at all. So it's sending signal. Do you get that? It's sending signal. Says consultation with Buhari, others ongoing. Placeholder in Nigerian. Placeholder in Nigerian invention with no foothold in law, according to INEC.
Yes.
And of course, in state presidential candidate already submitted names of running mates. So the name they submitted is what they know in law. Commission holds concerts to mobilize voters for registration. And I think I saw that yesterday.
There
will be a concert at Old Parade Ground to actually encourage more
especially
people
youths
to come and register.
Yes.
Let's quickly see what we have on the front page of the Guardian and Vanguard newspaper. With the last but not the least, our newspaper on our menu this morning. No law for placeholder in lieu of running mates, according to INEC. Says no party indicated placeholder when submitting nomination forms. Kabiru Masari filled withdrawal form as APC running mate, according to a source. Court stopped INEC from ending voter registration on June 30. We are yet to get order, according to INEC. PDP, SDP back extension of continuous voter registration exercise as APC followed legal advice in selecting running mates, according to Adamu. And of course, Adamu is the APC national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. Quickly, when my guests are waiting for me for the second segment of this show, INEC is saying no placeholder provision in the law.
Drama.
And no, it's not a drama. The politicians know what they are doing. And Tinubu has given insight that his nominee, his vice presidential nominee,
Signed withdrawal.
can withdraw within the time frame, and there is no breach. So it says he's still consulting with Buhari, and they are finding it difficult to choose a running mate. They are finding it difficult to choose a running mate. How will they govern Nigeria if they eventually become winners of the election?
It leaves Nigerians gasping or guessing. You see, he leaves Nigeria in the very Nigerians with a very bad case of the party. 48 hours after clinching the ticket of the party, you should decide. Consult. How many you need months to consult to the president? Within hours, you can select your running mate. Whether you select a Muslim or Christian, people will talk.
So why find it difficult?
Why find it difficult? You
do it and convince Nigerians on why they should vote for
it. Yes, deploy your PR machinery and start talking issues. Before you know, Nigerians will forget this Muslim ticket or Christian ticket. Why creating unnecessary scene?
We don't know how much they trust this so-called placeholder. If a placeholder who has duly filled a form now say, I'm not resigning, what happens to you?
And that issue. A placeholder could be manipulated by one or two persons. Stay put.
You have to be recognized
because there's no law that says you should. Yeah, you see, these are some of the things we don't need to create an unnecessary drama over running mate issue. By now, Tinubu ought to have moved ahead and stop this issue of placeholder. I'm still consulting. How many weeks do you need to consult? It's unfortunate that the way we play our politics in this part of the world, it shows that we are not really growing. Right? And ANEC has said it, that it has no foothold in law. So they should be very careful before somebody else go to court and challenge them. So this is not good. We as a governing party, they need to set the pace, not be lagging behind or be going after what other smaller political parties have done and dusted.
All right. Many thanks to you, Paul Agbo, leadership in-house analyst, for joining us on this newspaper review segment on Inside Nigeria this morning. We'll be going on a short break. When I come back, I'll be speaking with Mr. Tom Ohikiri, a former Commissioner for Information in Kogi State and APC chieftain, and as well as Pastor Femi Obalemo, FCA, a PDP chieftain and Kogi State House of Assembly candidates on the platform of the PDP, to talk about the build-up to the 2023 general election and as well as the state of the nation. Don't go away.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. It's still Inside Nigeria for this Tuesday morning. Like I said earlier, I'm being joined by Mr. Tom Ohikere, a former Information Commissioner in Kogi State, APC chieftain as well, and Pastor Femi Obalema, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, and a morning, Mr. Ohikere.
Yeah, good morning. It's nice to be with you this morning.
Thank you for joining us, sir. All right, let me start with you, Pastor Obalema. Now, I need you to weigh in quickly on the convention, your convention, the AL Progressive Party National Convention, which produced Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential candidate for your party in the 2023 election. I want you to quickly talk about the process, how transparent, how credible is that process? Mr. Ikere, are you with me? Hello, Mr. Ikere, are you with me, sir?
I'm with you.
All right, I didn't know if you hear my question.
Can you repeat it, please?
Okay, I said I want you to quickly say something about your convention, which held last 2 weeks in Abuja here, and which also produced Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential
The
candidate.
national convention, or the that led to the election of our standard bearer, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was a very successful one. It was one of the litmus tests for democracy. It was one of the most wonderful opportunity, or an eloquent testimony of the readiness of the present National Working Committee of the party to actually provide for a sustainable internal democracy within the APC, All Progressive Congress in Nigeria. So it was a wonderful opportunity. It was a good one. It was a good one.
All right.
Yes.
Your state governor Yaya Bello was an aspirant in that primary election, and he came fifth, and tongues were already wagging as to how he garnered 46 votes, which is less than the number of delegates from your Kogi state. So this leaves us with the assumption or conclusion that some delegates from Kogi did not vote for your governor at that convention. So I want to ask you, why will any person from Kogi reject Governor Yaya Bello as a potential presidential candidate of the APC? Go ahead, sir. Hello, Mr. Ikere. Can you hear me, sir? All right, I think we're having challenges with that connection with Mr. Tom Ohikere, a former Commissioner of Information in Kogi State. Now, let me go on a short break. When I come back, I will continue the discussion after this challenge will have been fixed. Don't go away.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
All right, welcome back. It's still Inside Nigeria for this Tuesday morning. And of course, I've been speaking with Dr. Tom Ohikere, the former Commissioner of Information, and as well as APC chieftain in Kogi State. Dr. Ikere, now let's continue the discussion. I hope your connection is now okay. Now I asked about the participation of your governor in that convention.
I'm still with.
Yes. So did you hear my question, sir?
I was saying, first of all, I need to commend the governor for that courageous attempt at that primary election of the presidential primary election of APC. It was a very courageous move, and he tried enough. He was able to put in a maximum attempt, and he must be commended for that. And on the issue of the score, don't forget that one of the major attraction or benchmark for democracy is freedom of association and freedom of choice. So that he scored 43 out of 67 delegates of Kogi State origination. It's nothing special. It's nothing special. That further indicates that the delegates were free, were not compelled with the fact that they are from the governor made them delegates to vote for him. They were not compelled. So it's a true demonstration of democracy. It's a true demonstration of democracy. And Kogi State delegates must be commended for that freedom of choice. But I, along the line, like I wrote something recently online, I criticized the betrayal of trust by some elements. But worthy of note is the fact that the governor must be commended. Highly commended for that courageous move. But in politics, you know, the dynamic business. Politics is a very dynamic business where you expect some dynamics and intrigues to come to play at times like this. So you can't blame anybody for all they have done. But I saw some element of betrayal by some of his lieutenants in the political demonstration that happened about 10 days ago.
All right, let's come back home to Kogi State. The primaries elections have come and gone, but I know the dust race has not settled because in Kogi West, incumbent Senator Smart Adeyemi is already, singing or complaining that he was actually sustained by the Kogi State government. I don't know how much you know about the Kogi West APC senatorial senatorial election where Senator Smart Adeyemi lost.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
I have a strong reservation. On the condemnable conduct of the primary elections.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I have a strong reservation for the condemnable acts of the committee, act of the committees that were sent from Abuja to conduct that primary election in Kogi. I have reservation on the conduct of it in Kogi West and Kogi Central. Kogi West and Kogi Central. It was poorly conducted. There was manipulation upon manipulation in Kogi Central and Kogi West on the primary election of Senator Smart Adeyemi, and that of Kogi Central that was conducted at Kahal Cinema in Okene. It was not good at all. And as a politician, I will not take side on this case. Not good at all. Senator Smart Adeyemi is one of the best performing senators in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He deserves a return. So the conduct at Kaba over Smart Adeyemi was not good at all. And the one that happened in Kogi Central, so bad that Barrister Ramatu Tasala Shehu, that was the leading aspirant, was shortchanged. And the returning officer for the election was supposed to be the chairman of the committee sent from Abuja, from the APC headquarters. But you discover at the end of the day that Alhaji Yahya Karaku, former chairman of Kenya local government, was the returning officer of the election. It was highly condemnable and unacceptable to some of us. You know, the one in Kogi Central was the worst of it. Was the worst of it. And I've written officially to that effect, to the party secretariat, to that effect. You know. So there was nothing like primary election. There was nothing like a genuine. There was nothing like a sincere primary election in Kogi Central and Kogi West on the senatorial elections.
All right, Dr. Oyekere, are you not afraid that this development you pointed out might affect the chances of your party in the 2023 general election? Are you not afraid?
Yes. There is already a court case. There's already a court case over Kogi Central conduct. There's already a court case, and I want to strongly advise the governor to.
All right, since that connection is frozen, let me bring in Pastor Femi Obalema, FCA, a Kogi State House of Assembly candidate on the platform of your People's Democratic Party, PDP. Good morning, Pastor Obalema, and thank you for joining us on this show.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, Pastor Obalema is a former member of the Kogi State House of Assembly and as well a candidate of the PDP for the same Kogi State House of Assembly in 2023 general election. Pastor, let me ask you, the primary selection in Kogi State regarding the PDP, I need to quickly hear your thoughts as to how free and fair were those primaries in your party.
Thank you very much. Just one correction. I was not a member of Kogi State House of Assembly in the past. I was a special advisor to 3 governors. Governor Ibrahim Idris, Governor Idris Wada, and the acting governor Clarence Olafemi in different portfolios. And I'm grateful to God for that opportunity. But I am the incoming House of Assembly member to represent Kababuno constituency. For us in PDP in Kogi State generally, we didn't have any issue with our primaries. The primaries went smoothly. As you know, Kogi State, there was no governorship primaries. We had primaries for House of Assembly, for House of Representatives, and for the Senate. And the 3 went smoothly, no complaint from any quota, no petition from any of the contestants. Everything went transparently and in line with the guideline of INEC and the guideline of the party. So we didn't have any issue at all.
All right, Pastor Obalema, I know you must have heard what Dr. Tom Oyekere said regarding the primary selection in the PDP, APC in Kogi State. But contrary, you said we don't have such experience in PDP.
Yeah, we didn't have such, but we had complaints from APC members. We had list of delegates were changed. The delegates that did the primaries for House of Assembly, incidentally, were not the one that did the primaries for House of Representatives and the Senate. But that is their party. That's as far as we, like my brother rightly said sometimes ago, that APC is not a political party but an NGO. So I think I stand by that.
Well, Pastor Obalemo, you are from Kogi West, and there were allegations that River State Governor Nyesom Wike was part of your process, that he was the one who supported certain candidates against some aspirants in Kogi West. I don't know how true is this, but you are a stakeholder. You can actually, for posterity, tell the public what actually transpired. Was Kogi State, was River State Governor Nyesom Wike part of the Kogi West primary election?
In politics, there is nothing you will not hear. River State Governor His Excellency Governor Ernest Wiki was in Port Harcourt when we had our primaries, because he also was having primaries in his state. And nobody cited him, nobody saw his hand. The same way some people are saying River State Governor sponsored the candidate, is the same way some people are saying His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar sponsored a candidate. You know, but that's not an issue. Yeah, any candidate can get support from anybody. I got support from my spiritual father, and he's not a political party member. So anybody can get support from anywhere. You know. So His Excellency Governor Ernest Wike is a party man. He's a leader in the party. You know, who is available to assist anybody that goes to him. The same thing goes for His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He's a father in the party. He also provides assistance to whoever goes to him. So it's not an issue. What matters is the primaries were conducted, you know, seamlessly, no issue, no acrimony, no fight, and no rejection of results. All the people that won clearly, and the opponent congratulated them. So it's not an issue that somebody supported somebody or somebody don't support somebody.
Okay, Pastor Obalema, I need you to stay with me. I will still come back to you. Let me go to Dr. Tom Ikere from the Progressive Party. Doctor, I want you to complete your line of thought before the network actually went off. I asked whether some of the issues you raised will affect the chances of your party in the 2023 election, and you answered in the affirmative. So I don't know if you have anything to say to end that line of thought before I ask you the last question.
It will not affect us much, because we have a dynamic internal solutions. We're already talking, and I believe strongly that in the fullness of time, we will resolve the differences within the party. I don't think it will affect us the chance, because as at this moment, the All Progressive Congress solidly control Kogi State, and I don't think this little error that has occurred from my belief in the imperfection of man can affect us. I believe strongly that we shall overcome the difference in the fullness of time. You know.
All right. Now, you must have seen some of the front pages of newspapers this morning talking about running mates to your candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me ask you, why is it difficult for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who told Nigerians that his lifelong ambition is to become the president of the Federal Republic in 2023? So why is it difficult for him to pick a running mate? Or the placeholder, you believe, is the real running mate for the 2023 elections?
Accordingly, in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there's no place for a placeholder. There's no provision for a placeholder. But all I know is that we still have between now and 15th of July to have a fully confirmed vice president. What we have done is a temporary measure, which was provided for in the constitution of the country. There's a provision for substitution. So I believe strongly that between now and 15th of July, we shall have the expected vice president. But don't forget that I told you earlier that politics is a dynamic business. It's a very dynamic business. For us to win the election in finality, we must prepare well. And I'm very aware, as a key media advisor in the party, I'm very aware that something good is being done. We only need a little time between now and next week to resolve all the internal negotiations that are going on. But for now, we have a vice presidential candidate in the name of Masari. And so I don't know why Nigerians are asking some of these questions. Between now and July 15th, it will be clear to the world who becomes our vice presidential candidate. We still have time. There's still time for us to do that. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. We're only going through a proper channel of negotiation, consultations here and there, and then in the next few weeks, before the time elapses, we shall have a full confirmation of who becomes the vice presidential candidate to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But for now, it's not a big deal. So there's a provision. There's a constitutional provision for the timing, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
All right, sir. I'll still come back to you. You have to stay on. Now, Pastor Balemo, let me ask you the same question I asked Dr. Femi here. Now, your vice presidential running mate has been chosen for Atiku Abubakar. Are you satisfied with that choice of your candidate for the 2023 elections?
My position with the vice presidential candidate is immaterial. The party has internal mechanism to deal with issues as they arise, such issues as national convention, party primaries, choice of running mate. I mean, if you are a political party, you will not have issue choosing your running mate. What you can do today, why leave it to tomorrow? Why give interim vice president when you can give authentic vice president? You get it right the first time. You know, that has been the problem of APC, and that is why we are in the mess that they have brought us into. We have no issues with the choice of our vice presidential candidate. It's the choice of the party. It was, announced elaborately to the party, and we have no issues with that. We have our vice president, and it's a balanced ticket, Muslim Christian ticket, because of the situation in our country. So we don't have any issues, and we are not thinking of changing the candidate. That is the candidate we are running with.
So I think it is a nice one, Pastor Balemo, that you said the party's decision is supreme. That's talking about party supremacy. So in your own estimation, because there are feelings in some quarters of the PDP that Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike was dealt with unfairly. Do you have this thinking too, that Wike was unfairly treated?
If I have a choice, His Excellency Governor Wike will have been the running mate. But like I said, I'm just an individual in the party, and the party decision is supreme. I stand for Governor Wike being the running mate. Unfortunately, he is not. But the running mate is the choice of the party, and we all work for him.
All right. Many thanks to you, Pastor Femi Obalemo, FCA, Kogi State Assembly candidate on the platform of the PDP in the 2023 general election. I thank you for your time, for joining us this morning. And to Dr. Tom Oyikere, former Commissioner of Information, Kogi State, and of course, MD, APC Online. I thank you so much for your time, for joining us here at the Leadership Online TV. And I look forward to seeing you again, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's the size of what we have today on Inside Nigeria, our breakfast show. Many thanks to our viewers for being with us from the hour of 10 to this moment. My name remains Bode Gbadibo. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.